Good morning, my fellow Zenites. What do we have today on this magnificent morning? Richard Hart rumored to buy back Pulsechain, PLS, Hex from the sacrifice address while taking action. What else do we got? We got the Bitcoin ETF may be approved tomorrow, actually, or maybe delayed. Whatever you want to call it, the euphoria is back in the market. Pulsechain is yielding incredible returns. And with that said, I wish you all a great morning. Let's jump right into it. First things first, we are going to check our PIF balance while pasting PIF balance into our Excel sheet. And now comes the PIF in 3, 2, 1, go. 126 Pulsechain accumulated in the last 24 hours. The PIF payouts are getting bigger every single day. It's just mind-boggling to see how the compounding effect already kicks in, and they're getting higher and higher every single day. Probably the biggest news for the whole Pulsechain ecosystem, where Pulsechain is obviously also heavily involved in. He's calling it a plunge protection. But there is nothing wrong with that. A lot of people do stock buybacks in the traditional world, right? It's nothing out of common. And I always thought in my head that all of this sacrifice money, which was apparently 1.5 billion, so a huge chunk of money, it was on paper 1.5 billion. Actually, it was only like 600, 700 million because a lot of people sacrificed hex. And those hex, as you may know, they will not get sold, so they don't have any economic energy. But nevertheless, there's still 600 million back. And all of this money, this is actually money belonging to the project, belonging to Pulsechain. Because if Richard would just keep those 600 million on the OA's wallet without touching it, there is money missing, right? 600 million is the purchasing power, the economic energy people already bought Pulsechain, Pulsix with. And guess what? They don't have another 600 million to buy it again. So they already sacrifice their purchasing power. And what else can you do? So one probability would be if you were to keep all of this 600 million on the Pulsix sacrifice wallet on the OA address, then we would need the exact same amount of people who are getting interested and get in 600 million in new, fresh capital. But I don't think that is what's going to happen. I think it absolutely makes sense to get the sacrifice funds, those 600 million, back into the ecosystem and do a stock buyback, because this money had the purpose to be stored as economic energy inside Pulsechain, inside PLSX, and not as DAI on a original address, on a OA address. So I think this is just the beginning. 3.7 million is not a lot if you have the whole stack of 600 million, but we can already see that this has a giant price impact with 30% up for Pulsechain, Pulsix, and Hex. Very interesting to see how we go forward, and this is exactly how the sentiment can change at a blink of an eye. Yesterday, everybody was screaming for red days. Yes, they were screaming we're dead. It's over. Then, an address with economic energy got involved, and that's it. We're back into all green mode, and the sentiment just changed. As this tweet stated here, the same can very, very easily happen with Pulsechain. A snowball is created one by one. Share the truth. Pzen, there is power in the PIF. Reading between the lines. DCA accumulate, let the snowball begin. Now comes the part. The one that takes an interest with buying power will multiply the believer's conviction. HODL. Yes, everything starts with a whale plunging the price, multiplying the believer's conviction, and from there we will have a glorious run. Well, that is exactly what happened with Hex, and it looks like it is the same that is going to happen with Pulsechain and Pulsix. And this is how quickly everything can change. right? The market cap of Pulsechain is right now at 800 million. Okay? 800 million, not even a billion. The market cap of something like Solana was, at the peak of the last bull run, 77 billion. So just to get there, we would be looking at a 77x. The amount of liquidity that is going to come in the bull run is going to be mind-boggling, because the perspectives of what is big in a market cap, they will change. Solana will probably surpass the $77 billion market cap and will go far beyond that. Because with a Bitcoin in the trillions of market cap, a Solana market cap of 300 billion actually makes a lot of sense. And with that, a market cap of Pulsechain with 77 billion makes a lot of sense. And a market cap of Pzen of 880 million makes a lot of sense. And that is a 880x from here, which is very, very well within the rooms of possibilities. And right now, just to get to the new all-time high, only 15,000 buy pressure, 6 million Pzen tokens taken off the market takes us back to the all-time high low. And again, the one that takes an interest with buying power will multiply the believer's conviction. HODL. Now, and if you want to buy Pulsechain right now, just click on this link in the video description. Click on there, how to buy Pzen, copy the contract address to your clipboard, then click on the link. It will guide you to PulseX Exchange, the most popular exchange on Pulsechain, the brand new layer 1. And right here, you can paste the contract address into this field and swap your funds directly into Pzen. With that said, none of this in this video is financial advice. I wish you guys all the best, and I will see you guys tomorrow in the next one. Easy way